Hey guys, how are you? Welcome towards Matchday number 17 of the ESL ESL NA Pro League. I said AU for a moment.
We do have an Australian team, so...
it is going to be one Australian team, but it is the NA Pro League.
Can we claim it as the Australian Pro League?
They are in North America, so...
It's true.
We are here in Australia, of course, but the action is all going to be there in NA. And Brainstorm, how are you today?
Look, doing alright. It's been a long week.
You look like you've had a rough week so far.
Well, look, it's currently, just after 11 AM in the morning. Finished casting last night at 1:30 for Zen League, so doing good.
Esports stream. Well, speaking of esports stream, both of these teams going to be competing, NRG as well as Renegades on our side today. Going to be looking to take some more points to try to secure their place for the finals.
Which is, of course, the dream. It's where they want to be, getting into those LAN finals. Renegades have made a bit of a comeback recently. They were down 0-6, they're now 5-6, but over on the side of NRG, they haven't really had that issue, I believe. They're currently sitting at 9-3, so they're doing much better.
Yeah, I think going 3 1-for-1s as we take a look at the standings. Sitting at 4th place quite comfortably at the moment. If they take the 2 victories today, they'll be joining themselves alongside Cloud9 Team Liquid. Definitely worthy opposition to be sitting yourself, I guess, near the top of the leaderboard. SK actually dropping 1 map, which is...
Against Optic yesterday, 16-14 on Train.
Which, obviously, with Optic, I think Jason and I was stand-in, so it looks like he was able to bring in a couple of changes, able to eke out the tiny advantage to take a map against SK. But Renegades, they were sitting, even though sitting 10th at the moment, I feel like this is a little bit more of a poor reflection on their ability, as opposed towards how they're actually playing. Because looking at how they're sitting 5-6, a lot of the people might go, okay, Renegades did have a bit of a rough start to the season. They did drop against Luminosity as well as Cloud9. But now they've also taken all these victories in a row consecutively over the last couple of matches, and now they're looking good to, take maybe... We always like to be on the safe side and just go, look, they're going to take a 1-1 apiece. But the way that they were going before the roster change, it almost seemed like they could take the 2-0 against NRG.
It's worth noting, though, that that's... Before that roster change, that was a substantial one. They've got 2 stand-ins now they're going to be trying to use. But either way, this is the games we have lined up for today. NRG versus Renegades, as we've said, 2 maps from them. We are going to have the final couple rounds of the Renegades Liquid game on Nuke from a couple days ago as well. But over on the mainstream, Rush versus Immortals coming up first, and a little bit later on, Complexity versus Selfless.
Complexity also trialing Slemmy as well. So if you're looking to see how Slemmy from Cloud9 is going to fit in towards Complexity, I mean, going from one team that starts at the C to another, we'll have to wait and see.
Sure.
I thought you were going to catch on towards wordplay there.
No, I wasn't.
No.
Mainly because I think he played for Selfless in the middle and they did not start with C.
I think today what we'll probably do is probably keep it easy on the puns for you. I think
I'm gonna die. I'm gonna break down.
Yeah, we'll keep it easy for Tim. But going back towards Renegades as well as NRG. Look, NRG 1-1 last week, and now a roster change for Renegades as well. What does this bode for all the viewers as well as for us?
It means that Renegades might have a little bit of a rough time because they've had one stand-in for the last little while. They've had Ada in place of Ricky, who went to CLG, and admittedly is playing quite well there, but they've now had Yam announce that he's coming back to Australia, doesn't want to be overseas anymore, so they've got Uber in, who's a Canadian player. I can't remember which teams he's played for previously, but I don't want to mention...
He's played in for a lot of teams, though.
Yeah, I don't want to mention any teams, I might be wrong, but...
I'm fairly sure Complexity is one of them that comes into mind, so... I think team lineups are ready. Or no, it's actually the finals for Dallas. I got that one wrong. So, well, if you guys want to make your way towards Dallas to check out the finals, go ahead and book your tickets at ESLProLeague.com/Dallas. And there'll be the top teams from both EU and NA competing for a $750K prize pool. So a lot of stake on the line.
That's a lot in $dues as well.
That's US dollars, I'm fairly sure.
Yeah,
as well,
so if you translate it to $dues, that's even more.
Just to Australian dollars as well. That's a lot of money. That's just barely enough to maybe buy a house in Sydney.
You could maybe rent one for like 2
just
weeks.
Barely,
possibly.
actually. Thinking about it. Definitely not in the Inner West.
No, definitely not.
All right, so now with Renegades, back towards NRG. Look, NRG have been playing well as a lineup for a while now. So in terms of their AWP, we know that Yam was the AWPer before after Ricky left. Now that Yam's left, it's going to leave Renegades in a bit of a lurch. They don't really have a primary AWPer to rely on.
Or an IGL.
Or an IGL. So it's going to be, I guess, intriguing to see how the dynamic comes through. They still have the core 3 playing through. On the side of NRG, they did drop a train map against Immortals, which I don't think they should have. But
Potentially not, but
I felt like they shouldn't have because they were playing so well to get themselves in a really good stage, and then they dropped the ball on their own CT side where they just got consistently hammered. And it's up to people like Breezy as well as Peter to step up once again for NRG. They've been consistently the top performers for the league, whereas on the side of Renegades, you know, you're looking towards JKS mainly to do the work alongside with Stillo.
yeah, but that's the thing. I think Renegades are going to have to play a very, very puggy style at the moment because they're still trying to adapt to. They've had Ada for a little while. Uber's still a very recent addition, and they've lost both their AWPA and their IGL. So at the moment, they're a roster of basically rifles at this point. I don't really look at anyone on that roster and think, yeah, they could pick the AWP up. So
JKS AWP?
JKS AWP. That would be interesting. Why not? Exactly. Why not? You might as well. Of course, over on the NRG side of things, they've been playing very well so far in the Pro League, sitting in 4th. I have to think they're going to be able to take this one just based on roster consistency, based on how they've been playing. I think this one will go the way of NRG, but Renegades, as usual, they could surprise us. We always hope they do because they never seem to do anything but surprise, whether win or lose.
Well, Renegades did take the 16-5 against Liquid on Cobble, and Liquids are no slouches on Cobblestone as well. It's just that day when Renegades were playing absolutely on fire towards the T side. They came out charging, and they took a 12-3 lead from the T side, mainly on the backs of JKS's heroics and just clutches going in their favor. So if NRG, their key to shutting down Renegades, right, is not only Peter and Breezy firing up. Peter's just generally the consistent player that you expect. Breezy is a little bit hot and cold sometimes. When he's hot, it's just nothing gets in his way. But as soon as he gets cold, the rest of NRG just seem really lackluster alongside that. When, you know, with Marky, same with Marky as well. It just seems hot sometimes, you know, oh, this is really good stuff coming out, and then not much. Same with Dap as well. Like, they all have to kind of step up their game to kind of join the consistency. If you don't put in the 20 bombs, well, at the very least, you know, make sure you get the kills that you need to. Always just go for the 1-for-1.
It's worth noting, though, Daps is the IGL, so maybe he doesn't have to step up and frag as hard as he can, of course, coming out from that Optic lineup of a little while ago. If he can just do consistently, if he can be towards the middle of the pack, or even if he's not just anchoring too hard, as long as he can call well, and Daps is a decent IGL, so if he can just be doing his part, contributing to their strategy, and then getting the basic frags that he needs to get, as long as he's not outwardly missing all of his shots, he should be okay. But of course, when you have an IGL who doesn't frag as hard because they're contributing to those tactics, you do need the rest of your team to be able to step up and frag in their place.
Normally, I'd say that would be okay in the second map they're going on towards. So the maps that are going to be played today is Cobblestone, as well as I think Mirage is the second one. I would normally argue, okay, Mirage, that's a fair point. You can have an IGL that's not fragging it up. But on Cobblestone, where as a C team, not as much as on a T, right? Because you can kind of just go, hey, Breezy, just go ahead and kill everyone. Hey, Peter, just go ahead and kill everyone.
Last minute.
Yeah. On the CT side, where the defensive hold, where every single person is important, you can't allow it to happen. Yeah. He needs to, you can't just go, oh, he's an IGL, he doesn't need to frag. We saw that problem on Train where I think Daps on the entire CT half had about 2 kills, which eventually led to their loss, which is not trying to take away from their opponents playing well. It's also just signifying the fact that, hang on, as a CT side, if you can't, on these execution-based maps where map control is so crucial, if all the players suddenly go cold, you need to play consistently. You need to go 1-for-1. Yeah. And if you have players that don't go 1-for-1 apiece, and, well, 2 of the others do, you still lose. You still have 3 Ts available or alive at the end of the round. So they do need to step up, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's the basics of CT side, really. You need to just be able to sit there and think, all right, we're not playing well. If I can just get one guy before I die, I've done my job. You still got to be able to do that. That said, though, the maps have been pretty even so far. If we look at Cobble for both of these teams, Renegades are currently 1-2 on it. NRG are 2-1, but the losses that have come through, I mean, the win for Renegades that they've got was against Liquid on Cobble. The loss for NRG was against Liquid on Cobble. It was a 14-16, so a little bit of a closer one, but the Renegades haven't done too badly either. They did get 16-5 by Optic, which is not the greatest of scorelines, but went down to Luminosity in overtime on Cobblestone, so definitely not a map they're unfamiliar with here, and I think this one's going to be close, but I'm still going to favor NRG to take it out.
Yeah, I still favor. Oh, actually, no. It depends on who starts. If Renegades can start on the T side, you don't really need an AWPA to go well, as has just been given the Tech 9 alongside the body armor. Uber decides, yeah, you know, I'm the fill-in. I'm just going to drop the Tech 9 and potentially a smoke grenade as well, as they are wrapping straight towards that A site through drop. Still going to be leading the charge, finds Daps immediately, loses the USB as well as his life. Breezy's pushed towards Slope, and JKS dueling it out as JKS does, but he loses his life as well, and Breezy's going to pick up 2 headshots, and the bomb's not even down, and this is just complete loss of control coming out from Renegades. Uber's just lurking towards drop, but he's just caught out of position. It's all up to Ada to hold it off. And Marky, as well as Breezy, coming through to try to rip his head off. And
they can just defuse this bomb now. They don't even need to worry about him. They know that he's playing from behind them. They should. Yeah, they do have players on the bomb right now. So Uber, unfortunately for him, is completely out of this round. All Fugly has to do is hold him here. Bomb will be defused very shortly. There we go. The headshot comes through for Fugly anyway, but defuse comes in. Unfortunately for Uber, I like what he was going for with that flank, but he left it a little bit too late. Couldn't move quickly enough to help out his teammates. And off the back of that, NRG going to take for themselves the first round and get a force buyout.
the issue there was that Renegades, when they made the duel towards Slope, they had to take the kill in towards Breezy. As soon as they lost 2 members towards Breezy, it was all over. Especially with Marky pushing in from long A as well. Renegades had no control of the A side. If they managed to huddle all their members close towards maybe balcony instead of challenging Slope, they would have had a much better chance. You know, plant default, play close towards Vent as well, because the Glocks are so much more potent in that position compared towards USBs, where you can actually get the instant damage headshot. Breezy does lose his life, a 1-for-1 trade, but this is just a basic pistol round coming out from Renegades.
Not even any armor to back it up, just P250s. The M4 has been recovered by Fugly, so a UMP trader for an M4 is decent for him. Really, the M4 in that position, you don't want to be peeking so much that you get killed by pistols. Ideally, that's one where you just want to dance around the box, up and down the stairs, play your angles, and just get a lot more than 1 kill. But the gun's been recovered, so it's not too much of an issue. And the Renegades, guys, moving back over towards the A site, taking control of mid now. They've actually got a player. That's JKS moving all the way up through the stables. Has been spotted out now. There's a lot of grenades coming his way. The rotate is here. As they're coming in, Suki wants to go for the flank. Unfortunately for him, he'll have to pop this vent. He's going to be taken down by Marquis. Fugly drops the bomb, and Atta. Uber and JKS left alone.
Yeah, and they have to contest with both the UMPs and the M4 at close distance. Not going to be able to do any more damage after the initial pick on towards Breezy, so Renegades were very close to jumping on towards the A site, but here comes a buy round. All AK-47s and NRG do have that very, very early AWP on towards Peter, which, you know, if he gets the ball rolling, is a very scary thought for Renegades.
It's a little bit scary, but if they can manage to shut it down, they've got a bit of utility, a couple flashes, a couple smokes. It's not much, but it's enough that they might be able to find that opening. Not when you do that, Ustillo stands up at just the wrong moment. Peter will get that shot, easy as you like, over the top of the smoke. There's nothing Renegades can even do to trade that. As you can see, JKS is there, wants to throw a flash and move into mid, but Peter's already out of there. He's all the way back up on the A side. He's been traded out with Daps playing close instead, so that's the danger of the AWP on Cbble. If it can get the early pick and then just run away immediately, you can be so mobile and so dangerous. And the Ts, unless they're incredibly, incredibly quick, there's nothing they can do to trade a pick like that.
Especially with lack of utility coming into the third round, where they got the bomb plant down, opted to go for P250s. It means that they can't buy Molotov they would have liked to, or maybe a couple of flashbangs, which does cost their map controllability. And you can see they had to go and challenge a line. Normally you throw more flashbangs, more HE grenades towards mid, but they didn't really have the ability to do so. And they don't have Molotovs either to clear out these close positions. Look where Dabs is sitting. He's got Peter in support as well. Now the smokes have to come out from Renegades, but they have no flashbangs to back this up. They have to effectively go and dry. And you see Dabs is going to get the first pick. He's going to get 2 just like that. And, well, they are rotating through long A, but there's an AWP waiting on Slope. They're going to allow them onto the site. They go, let's play the 5-on-2. Uber, though, does manage to take a great headshot on towards the AWP and Peter. But it should be all over for him.
Should be pretty much done, but Uber has got a chance here. That's a nice one-tap. Gets dinked in return, though. Looking for some more here. The grenade comes in. His health falls lower and lower, and he will be dropped by the M4 of Fugly. Unfortunate position for Uber there. There's not really much he can do after getting that first kill, and he's the only one fragging for Renegades in that round. Gets himself 2, but not enough. AK's upgrade, well, M4's upgraded to AKs for the CT side. The AWP kept. Breezy will be able to throw that back over to Peter, which he will do. More guns can come out here for the CT side, and Renegades, it's unfortunate for them. That's not how they wanted that first gun round to go.
Going to be forcing up towards Tech 9's only Addo without any body armor alongside with JKS. JKS, though, will be picking up the head armor as well as the Tech 9 now. Only Addo with the 2 flashbangs. Just potentially Addo actually going to pick up the AWP next round, just based on his buy. So otherwise, Renegades sneaking close towards B plant. There's a Molotov coming out from Breezy. He's going to hide in the new cubby. Rest of NRG just going to be rotating, stacking the members closer towards B site. They're aware of the danger potential, so they've got 2 outside of Flowers. There's still a first man down, but Breezy will punish him for that. Now pressure being placed on towards Breezy. Does fall, but Fugly's supporting him. It's all to JKS now. 1 of 3, picks himself up an M4, but it should be all over.
JKS has clutched these sorts of things before, but he does not have the bomb, and all the CTs are going to be on the B side. Unfortunately for him, there's nowhere for him to run. He has to commit this way, and Daps already wrapping in through drop. looking for the frag. Should catch out JKS as he runs away. We'll get the spray through. Thought that was going to be a wallbang. It was not, but the kill comes through either way. NRG go up 4-0, and Renegades, they can buy again, but they're going to need to put some rounds on the board pretty soon. They need to figure out a way to stop NRG's economy from running away.
Full utility this round. Renegades can play it a lot slower. They can kind of just go, all right, let's just slow the progression of play. Let's just take control of the map, do what we normally do. Renegades so far haven't tested the B site properly yet. That's why they're going to be stacking towards B site this time. And NRG going to put the AWP towards long A. It's up to JKS really to nullify any threat coming out from mid from the CTs.
Renegades right now need to find themselves a pick if they can. Moving over towards B again. I like how NRG are changing their positions up over here though. They've been changing their setup pretty much every single round. This time it's going to be Fugly up on top of the tree boost with the M4A1. Get some cheeky smoke spam going on as it taps out Marky and drop those. Chance here for these Ts to move in, but they've got to take it before the rotate comes through.
Yeah, this is a lot better from Renegades. You know, play slow control. You don't really need to contest multiple lines at the same time. Just try to isolate the lines, take the one-on-ones you know you can win. Just like that, JKS shuts down Daps towards danger. Peter should be up. No! What a shot coming out from JKS! I was going to say Peter. I thought he had it for sure, but now he's drawn so much attention away.
JKS just having a great time here, rolling through the CTs. Fugly, all what's left will be taken down by Yustilo. That is a much better round from the Renegades and an excellent round from JKS. That second shot on Peter was incredibly sharp.
It's just the game sense coming into play as well as just getting the line and the shot. So now he's going to carry the AWP for the Renegades towards the second buy round. And NRG looking a little bit poor, do have to force up on the majority of their players. Marky decides to go for the Mag 7. It looks like only Marky and Daps really the ones with poor weaponry. Peter's going to go for another peek, but he's going to be blinded out this time. Renegades do use some early utility to make sure that A is secure. And just a single flashbang, able to keep JKS safe. He's locking down the angles with the AWP. Means that Renegades can still flex their way on towards B site.
You were right about that JKS AWP. Which, I mean, he did pick it up last round. He didn't buy it, to be fair, but still obviously rolling with that thing here, feeling comfortable with it, or else he would have thrown that over to a teammate. Azza looking to repeat his heroics at the last round where we've got that nice entry down drop. Gonna have to worry about the Mag 7 of Marky playing some very close angles. Something to be afraid of, but Azza just moving down, pre-flying the corners. Gonna check for Marky. Not gonna do it quickly enough though as the headshot comes in from that shotgun.
Yeah, much better play from Marky, just playing the off angle, trying to catch one off guard. So Renegade's going to lose a member early on, but still has made his way out through drop. We'll spot out Breezy throwing a flashbang, so very easy headshot coming out from him. And they know where Fugly is on plat, and Uber needs to make the trade. Does. And Bomb should break out towards B. JKS late on the rotate, so the both riflers on that B site need to take caution, especially with Adder on 13 HP. NRG still in this with a very big chance. Daps with the HE, though, means that he's not going to be rotating across just yet. Peter coming across to spot out JKS, and JKS loses this one with the AWP. Now a 2-on-3, and Adder's walking ever so slowly.
Straight into Peter.
NRG played this retake perfectly.
And Renegades, not so much. You can't be walking into an angle. You know what Orb's holding. Uber now, again, in the clutch situation. Has already been spotted out. He's getting spammed. Marky takes him down easy as you like. 2k for him in the round. 2 for Peter as well. Bomb diffuser will come in, and Renegades, just as soon as they win one, it's going to be turned around on them. That's still going to mean not good things for their economy either. It's unfortunate for them. They didn't want to have that happen to them. They've got a bit of money left over from the last round. They managed to, I suppose, that AWP was saved rather than invested in by them, so that's going to be all right for their economy. But JKS not going to go for another one here. Could have afforded one if he went a little bit lighter on the utility, but instead just going to go for the AK full utility. Work with his teammates. And look at that, identical sets of utility for everyone. 2 flashes, 1 smoke, 1 Molotov. If they can use those to good effect, they can make their entry to the sites very, very easy.
Once again, just locking down long A, and JKS making noise. And a bit of a nuisance towards A as well as long A. Otherwise, Renegades slowly making their way towards B, so it looks like they're just setting up their default once again. What I wanted to point out, though, was when Adam made the play towards Ali, he had to do that because they're already down 2-on-3. So JKS, if he was able to get the pick, Renegade should have been able to roll that forward. But with the loss of a very early member, they had to make an aggressive play, and it didn't work out. A flashbang coming in through, and Marky's completely blinded out, and Hazard is going to pounce on the opportunity. Also spots out Breezy as well. Breezy stuck between a rock and a door. Well, he's just going to be pinned against the rock, I guess.
Thought you were going for a rock in a hard place, but a rock in a door is equally accurate.
That door is not that much of a hard place.
It's not. You can
very
shoot straight through it. I mean, we've seen people get PG-50 kills through that door, so not the most difficult or the hardest of places. Difficult, it's not the right meaning of hard that I'm going for. Either way, Daps and Peter do have a bit of a hard time here on this retake. They're not even going to go for it right now. Peter sequestered over towards A along, saving the AWP. Will eventually have Ustila coming in for him, but not this time, as Daps is going to be there eventually to clean up the headshot. Uber on the hunt. Might be able to catch out Daps as Peter not quite going to peek out quickly enough, but Daps has heard it coming, waiting for Uber. Uber's going to miss the shot.
Lots of damage done by NRG. If they're able to take these rifles, not only do they drop 2 AK-47s, it stops Renegades from having another clean round.
And Renegades can't commit any more to that hunt. They've done the most they could, really. They've pushed 2 players after it, and that's all they could really afford to commit. If they'd lost 2 players but gotten the 1 kill, they could have committed a little bit harder to hunt for that last rifle, but losing 2 players for no return, they've got to give up the hunt at that point. Especially
if they do drop the next round against NRG. They should know that NRG are close towards an eco, so NRG have to force into this round. Renegades should be able to punish them. Just need to make sure they don't go too over-aggressive at drop. NRG need to start changing their playstyle at drop as well. Azza has gone there so many rounds in a row now with Estilo, just trying to work the position, and it's working out favorably for them every single round.
You can see it already. They're setting up to move down that drop position, going together as a pair, dynamic pair down the drop. 3 players stacked up in mid for NRG, though. That's all of the pistols here, just waiting for the T's to push into them. Still and Azza taking a bit of a different tack to approaching drop this time, boosting up, trying to catch out the counter boost from those CTs, get that quick headshot, but no such luck for them. The 2 rifles holding towards B, the 3 pistols towards A. This is a good stack from NRG. The Renegades have gone B pretty much basically every round, so this gamble to have the big guns towards B where they can do the damage is a good one, and the pistols look like they want to push. JKS gonna need to check down low, but will spot 1. Headshots come through, but only 1. Marky cleans him up, can grab that gun, has no armor to back it up, but the Renegades have to be careful now.
They know that there's only going to be 2 at most on the B side, so they can push quite comfortably. Peter missing the first shot. It's going to be cleaned up, and Renegades, they know, all right, we've lost a single AK-47, but we've taken an AWP and M4. That's favorable for us. We're going to be happy with that outcome any time of the week. Just make sure that NRG cannot get any more guns. You can see Estilo on the hunt when probably should be playing a little bit more passively. Doesn't need to commit a risk.
But the player who's isolated does have a USP, so he should be able to get that kill.
At the same time, you don't want to be giving an easy kill over, say, if Marky was with Fugly, who is eventually taken down. If Marky got an easy kill, they'll able to take another AK-47. Not only could they do more damage to the Renegades' economy, but they could also take 2 AK-47s in the next round.
Interesting as well that Renegades aren't picking up the AWP. They haven't bought one yet. The last time they had one, they did pick it up, but this time I don't want it, as they're going to get the headshot onto Marky with a nice couple taps through. Gets that across the line, so Renegades not quite out of this one yet. They're only 2 rounds behind. The economy for NRG is looking pretty shaky at this point. They can force buy if they want, but it's not going to be fantastic. They can only afford a couple M4s, really, and those will be without much utility.
They could force up an AWP in this round if they choose to do so. We do have a match pause coming through. Not sure if it's a tech or tactical. If it was a tactical, maybe it's NRG trying to discuss what they want to do in the buy round. If it was a tech, well, then both teams would discuss what they want to do, but it looks like NRG is going to be... Okay, so it is a tactical pause where NRG don't particularly want to be investing too much, which isn't a bad decision given the money situation of Daps and Breezy. Would have liked to see them force up, though. They would have been able to achieve something. I believe with the force, they would have been able to achieve work. It's just Renegades
they could have got some M4s. Would have been decent.
It'd only be Breezy, say, with a FAMASA UMP, still had enough utility. It was 3.8k on their poorest player.
Yeah, so their buy could have been decent.
Could have been, but they decided to go, no, full guns out. We don't want to be giving a single opportunity towards... We don't want to give opportunity towards Renegades. As, well, default comes through once again. NRG, they should have... I think after these last couple of rounds, they should have a good read of what's happening with Renegades. They should go, all right, this is what Renegades love doing. We need to punish him for this. It's JKS. He's just pushing himself solo. it's not going to work because there are so many CZs, so many guns at the drop area. A stack coming out from NRG means they'll pick up AK-47. Renegades now moving towards the B side. They'll get the first opening kill on towards Daps, but so much more work to do. They can't give up any more weapons. Adder's going to be dinked out. We'll get the kill on towards Breezy. Bugley now coming across alongside with Peter. They want to stop this bomb plant, but Uber covering off the angles means that they can't push forward, but Dink's coming forward. So much damage done, but if... Oh my goodness, Estillo, he's going to come around on the flank and clean.
Perfect.
Going to clean up matters. It looked a little bit scary for Renegades. Adder on 5, Uber on 20. If a couple more shots went in the favor of NRG, could have been seeing a completely different clutch situation, but the full buy coming out from NRG.
The rifles, the AWP coming out, the utility is there as well. They've only got 3 defuse kits, but it's better than 1. They've got enough that they can pick them up if they do drop and get over towards whichever bomb site the bomb is on, go for a retake. At this point, it's Renegades again going towards B, and it's been working for them, so why not? Again, they've got all the utility they could ever ask for. Marky down in drop, throws a grenade up through, falls back to window, trying to channel his inner Taz there, playing outside the window, but the Renegades taking this one slowly again.
The key weakness so far for NRG is the drop area. They have every single round, except for, say, for example, one round where Marky was able to get that Mag 7 kill. Every single round, NRG have lost this area. And this means that Renegades, they can threaten either side. They go, all right, there's going to be one sitting out flowers. We've got a pop flash for you. There's nothing that Marky can do. So Marky has to play so respectfully. He comes across, he knows there's going to be Renegades players. So Peter's now shifted his AWP angle, and they stack closer towards B plat to try to regain some of the lost area. But this means their A side control is so much poorer.
It is, and they're not even bothering to hold drop from inside it now. They've just been overrun pretty much every time with that one, the exception of that one Mag 7 kill. This time flashing into B longs, try and clear some angles out. And I like this change from Marky as well, getting the Molotov in front of the window, just trying to stop someone jumping on him, but he still has spotted him out. NRG very afraid of this drop area. You can see how many players they have posted over looking towards it, but Az is already down. 34 seconds left though, Renegades. Need to get on their bikes, need to get a bit of a move on, but instead the flash comes out the window. Az is straight out through there to the player behind him. It's Marky, and he gets caught out inside the smoke. Peter playing a close angle, gets obliterated by Estillo. He does get 1 for his trouble, but goes down in a 4-on-3. The A site, with the exception of Daps, completely under Renegade's control. Daps looking to get something done here, but cannot drop the bomb carrier. We'll find only 1 before JKS trades him out. Breezy coming in, gets rid of JKS, back into a 2-on-2 here for the Renegades, and that flashbang keeps both T and CT alive in that 1-on-1, but Fugly now waiting for his teammate to move up so he can push in together.
They should. The Ts, their only advantage is that they know where the CTs are coming in from, but now that advantage has been given away, and now it's all up to Uber on the side, and he can't do anything. And NRG.
A really nice retake.
Solo coming out from Breezy as well as Fugly. Both Peter and Daps are chiming in with a kill apiece, but the area is still an issue.
It is.
They didn't expect Daps to be at stable. They were thinking, all right, there was only going to be one, one sitting towards, no one on site, one sitting towards vent room, towards balcony. All right, they're not going to have anyone there. And then Breeze was able to come through and get 2 kills, which was the defining factor. He's able to come from behind at slope. So Renegades, they'll now incorporate that. The key issue, drop. How are NRG going to hold it?
Exactly, because while NRG are able to deal with the retake, they managed to get that across the line. You can't rely on, hey guys, we're just going to retake them in a 2-on-4 every round or a 2-on-3. They've got to try and stop that situation before it develops, which means they have to do something about this drop control that's being taken by the Renegades. And looks like they do have a player in there. Looks like Marky. No, he's actually moving back out into the connector again. So same positions really being taken out. This time Breezy's there as well to move in. Play close. Try and crossfire the Renegades. They do indeed go that area again, but why not? It's been working for them. They do have some feelers out towards T mid. Going to have Daps pushing it along with the UMP. Maybe getting a little bit too aggressive. No, he's just taking a more advanced position and waiting around in there. So unless the T's run into him, shouldn't have too much issue. Could potentially get a flank off here. Daps if he hears this push coming. But it looks like T's going to be walking into mid. They could actually come up behind Daps as they move to head up danger. In the meantime, though, Renegades taking control of drop once again.
It's just the standard setup. Azur and Estillo just work together, make sure that Marky feels very, very uncomfortable under the pressure, and then slowly move their way forward. But look at where Daps is. He's made his way towards Courtyard, and he's pushing behind in B-halls the long way around. Uber and JKS, they have control of danger, but they're not suspecting that someone's going to be coming behind it. Daps could do some serious damage if he comes in at the right time. The bomb is going to be making its way through drop towards A site. The only question is now, well, Adder's been taken out. They've lost the bomb.
The T's have so much map control, but no bomb control, and Fugly's going to find himself too. That's a real problem now for Uber and JKS, as the A side is theirs, but the bomb is not, and they need to find all of the kills between them.
No time.
Exactly, there's 12 seconds left. Going to be splitting up, going for the save here. JKS hanging around on the A side. Uber hightailing it back to the tower in T-spawn as the timer ticks away. But what a brilliant, brilliant push from Daps. He only got 1 kill, but 1 kill's all we needed.
Yeah. That was a very good round coming from Daps, just a calculated push, but similarly, a poor round from Renegades where they allowed Ada to die and didn't realize they heated the bomb. If someone just stayed behind it, drop. If Ada was just a little bit faster, but NRG are slowly starting to catch on, starting to push for information, and Renegades needs to respect this. They need to respect the fact that NRG will push to gain control towards long A or maybe even mid in lieu of giving up drop room control.
Again,
even that time around, NRG were able to hold drop room, so it still has made his way fast out B flat, and he's just a dead man instantly.
Domed by Fugly there. Very nice play around the tree from him at the edge of the smoke. Renegades have got to be aware of that possibility. They have to think that that might be an issue, as now, again, the adaptation comes in from NRG. Beautiful double peek in towards the drop. They avoid the Molotov. They don't worry about the flashbang. Get the kill on Azza. They've figured out a counter to Renegades here. And they still have this aggressive setup towards A long. There could be flank potential coming in there for Peter. Well, not Peter, but Daps could decide to push this again. Indeed, he is going to. Renegades. Drop control works great if you have control of the rest of the map. When you don't, you're just shutting yourself in for flanks.
This is all up to the entries that are coming out from Renegades.
Have to move quick. Daps is on the way.
Well, NRG know where they are, so it doesn't matter how fast they move. They have to get the kills, so they have to be aware that there is a flank potential. Daps has pushed in every single... For the last 2 rounds, he's pushed in, gotten the crucial information, and forced a great rotation from NRG. And now all the numbers on B plat, but the numbers there also, well, in the hands of the CT, and Fugly is going to go huge. Knows exactly where JKS is, and just shuts down with a 3 kill. 4 kill for the entire round, as NRG in danger of running away with their CT half.
They've got themselves 8 rounds already. They've got the majority, and they're not done. They're looking to move further forward. Full buy does come out. They've got themselves 3 AKs and then 4 on an AWP. They have more AKs than the terrorist side does right now, as on the side of Renegades, it's a single hero AK on Uber. Tech 9s for the rest of the guys. A couple flashbangs, couple smokes. They can try and make something of this, but again, it's a full committal towards B. There's going to be no one waiting for this flank if it decides to happen again. NRG have read this, though. They're here and they're waiting. Here come the Renegades very, very quickly. They're going to have to hit their entries here soon. And Fugly's already found himself 2. Make that 3. Pulls out the USP, and I thought he was going to get the ace there. Breezy did steal 1 for him, but Renegades melt under a second 4K from Fugly. 8 kills and 2 rounds for him. Very impressive stuff, as he's already sitting towards 22 and 5. Fugly is on fire.
He's just shutting down the B-side take by himself. And yes. Renegades... It's still, I just like to see a still and Azza just go back to drop room. It was working for them. They don't need to change, they don't need to vary their situation up. It's all dependent on that A site containment of Daps for the information. If they can shut down Daps trying to push for information, then it would help them so much. But JKS is able to take down Peter, and this means the A site is a lot weaker because now Daps is in a position where he has to fight or just die, but Breezy takes down JKS. He's down to 22, but the position's so important, and Daps still dancing around in danger. They're not clearing out these lines, and Daps just goes absolutely ham. And this is an issue, because as soon as Daps goes, all right, I can see how many members there are, and Fugly just comes in and cleans up. He's on 24 kills.
Fugly playing so well.
I was talking about one of the other members at NRG stepping up, but I didn't expect Fugly to step up like this.
24 and 5. 1 more kill, and he'll secure himself that magical 5 KD. That's insane numbers from him, and it hasn't even looked too difficult for him. He's just sitting on B, NRG are just feeding into him, and he's getting all of the kills. It doesn't look hard. He's just shooting away, hitting the headshots, getting the sprays. Renegades again, going fast B, guys. This hasn't worked before. This time might be different, but somehow I doubt it, as Fugly's already found his first kill through the smoke, hitting 25 and 5 KD. It's the last round of the half. If he can get all these kills, he's going to put himself towards 29. Nearly a 30 bomb in 1 half. Insane numbers. JKS again hitting the shot on Peter. It's the second time he's found that angle. But in a 4-on-4, it might not be enough, though. He still finds another. Fugly tapping away. Gets 3 kills again. This guy's on fire. He's pretty much turning this game around by himself for NRG.
Yeah, JKS, no matter what, he's trying to create opportunities towards A side. It's not working because he gets 1, and then Fugly gets 3. So even if it's just they make a 1-for-1 trade, it's just never going to work out for Renegades. But JKS once again in the lurking position, able to get another kill on towards Breezy. And with this fake smoke grenade that was coming out from Azza, well, they've gained control of A site. Daps going to be waiting for Fugly to come across.
Personally, I'd love Daps to die and Fugly gets the ace. That'd be fitting, given what we've seen out of him so far this half. But the Molotov is there. JKS doesn't quite spot out Daps, who was close though. CT is going to be moving together. Fugly's still a bit scared of this smoke, but now the bomb is down. Going to be moving in. JKS coming close, finds the headshot on Daps, and closes it out on Fugly as well. So what could have been an 11-4 is going to be a 10-5 instead. But what a massive start from Fugly.
Yeah, I mean, 25 kills, 6 deaths, so not preserving the 5 KD. Good work from JKS. It felt like to me...
I think. 3K in the end.
A 3 kill, so
27, I think.
27.
Insane numbers, no matter what it is.
Indeed. I would say that for the side of Renegades, Azza as well as JKS looking good. It was just overall NRG. Really the only weak point I could spot out was Marky a few times at drop room. Otherwise, he was able to kind of fall back and just go, all right, let's just let Fugly take over. And then on the side of A, Daps just went, okay, I might not be able to get the kills, but I'll push for information. And all the times he pushed for information, 2 rounds he won with that critical information gathering, as well as the push on towards Adder and dropping the bomb. And then every single time he just runs interference. He just gets one pick at long A, and he just stays alive for the next 30 seconds. And I'm just going, Renegades are not clearing these corners.
No, it's so hard to deal with for Renegades as well. I do like the change up from NRG because they're thinking, all right, we just lost drop room a lot of times in a row. They shift another fragger in, still doesn't work out. It eventually does work with the double peek and drop, but before they even get to that stage, they're just like, how do we deal with the fact that we lose drop every single time? We get aggressive elsewhere. So they push, as you said, Daps just goes all the way out. That one round where he gets the bomb down, Renegades can do nothing. That was their adaptation, I guess. It's not really a word either way. That's how they changed it up, and it worked so well for them. Renegades, if they were allowed to go towards B uncontested, take drop, they did well. That was what we saw in their first couple rounds that they won. But after that, with NRG able to adapt and think, you guys aren't touching anywhere else on the map, we're just going to run away with it.
I think Renegades tried over-adapting. They tried putting a lot more forces towards A site when they didn't need to. Really, that final round was just testimony to how Renegades should have played. Allow JKS to do his stuff towards long A. Just let him just go through and go, all right, I'm going to get the headshot towards Peter every single time through the tiniest angle. He just does it round after round. The guy's a machine. Yeah. Allow him to work A by himself, get the kills, force the rotation over, JKS can stay alive. All you have to do for the rest of the round is make sure there's no flank and that you just lock down drop as well as B side. Now they're starting on the CT side, have to take the pistol round. If they don't take the pistol round, it may just all be over. But JKS in the right position. He's going to get one, but good trades coming out from NRG. Immediately tapping him out. Now Uber alongside with Azza have the good positioning. NRG, they got to get these headshots in trade, otherwise it's not going to work out for them. And Peter's actually coming through, knows that there's one towards Stables, 2 headshots for him, and he's also spotted out Adder. But now 1-on-2 after Adder's able to get more headshots. Going in, also dinks down Peter and Estillo. Coming in from the long angle, this should be Renegade's pistol round.
Should be, unless he still misses his shot here. But Peter, they now know exactly where he's playing from. He's got some time to work with here, but the bomb sitting under Adder's feet. And a nice flick shot from Adder to close it out. Peter gets tapped out of the round, and Renegades keep their dreams alive. Get themselves a 6th round. They will be able to buy in here. NRG didn't get the bomb down, so could very well force. And there's a P90 out on Estillo.
Estillo loves that weapon.
He does.
But
the Renegades just like it. I've seen Azza use it a lot too.
The problem, though, is he needs to make full use of it. Nearly 2.5K, 2,350 to purchase up. No kill reward on the back of the SMG. JKS, though, starting to chime in and do some damage to the UMP. But NRG don't want to be contesting danger. Goes straight up slope. Flashbang comes forward, and JKS going ham. Gets 2 more. And he wants to clean up with the USP, but Azza decides to join the party, and Daps trying his best. Actually gets 2 headshots to the Tech 9, but eventually he'll run out of life and bullets. This means Renegades will clean up, only losing 2 UMPs. And NRG on the eco for this round, so Renegades should be feeling a lot more comfortable coming in towards potentially an 8-10 scoreline.
Yeah, and JKS did fall, but he had one of those UMPs that was lost, and he got 3 kills before going down. So he paid for his UMP plus 50% of the money before dying. So really no impact on him dying in that round. It means it reduced his profit a little, but he's still making money. Be able to rebuy another one out here, and mostly an SMG setup here. Uber takes a lot of damage from a Glock, which is interesting, but with the MP9, wants to play aggressive here. The rest of the Renegades just waiting around with those SMGs, wanting to be pushed. You still are actually getting really aggressive with the P90. He finds one, but only one. Gets dropped from behind by Daps. It's a questionable fight to take.
Very questionable. He did gain the early information, but decided to go too hard for glory, and it doesn't work out. Otherwise, Renegades are going to back off after losing an early member. NRG can still get the bomb plant down. Still a minute to work with. And now they have themselves a P90. Whether or not they can utilize this P90 is a different question, but they have more space. Still a P250 as well on the hands of Daps. 2 Glocks. Can't really do much.
You'd think not, and you'd hope not. Of course, the way Fugly's been fragging, he could just go out and get a 4K with the P90 right now.
I don't think so, because
I
there
don't
is
think
someone
so
locking
either.
down B flat.
But
It's going to be Adder.
Adder just waiting. The flashbang comes in, looking for the headshots. Finds Fugly, finds 3 actually there, and now Daps left all alone. Adder going to run out of ammo, but Azza comes in to help him out with the FAMAS. Renegades close it out almost cleanly, despite the early loss of Still with the P90 there, but they're not going to be too bothered by that. They kept the M4 alive, which was the main gun they were worried about. Be able to rebuy here. They're going for 3 M4s, so still a bit of a bonus round setup, but not complete SMGs. The AK is now going to come out for NRG.
JKS opting to stay with the UMP, and Azza also holding on to the FAMAS, which is, given the scoreline, they are able to have this little breathing space. They're able to take this, should be able to force NRG towards another eco, as well as upgrading their own economy. So it's a win. Even if Renegades lose, it's not too hard of a loss scenario. If they're able to do damage with these weapons, they can kind of compound their advantage forward, is trying to find the word. Able to, if they can trade out the UMP and FAMAS for 2 AKs, even if they lose a round, it's going to add up favorably towards them if they're able to bring each round close. Which is a very slow round from NRG, but just making sure they don't give anything away.
They want to get back onto winning ways, so they don't need to go down any more rounds than they already have, because losing the pistol, losing an X2, that's all fairly standard sort of stuff. But this is the first chance for NRG to get back on the horse, be able to start pushing forward again, hitting themselves their 11th round and move further into this the later half of this matchup, because, of course, if Renegades can win this round, they're only going to be 1 round behind. They'll almost have completely made up the disadvantage they had in the last half. Fugly, of all people, doesn't want that to happen, but there is almost no utility left on NRG. 2 flashbangs total. They're going to have to use those very, very well if they want to get into this A site cleanly.
Well, it's all to Uber to hold this on the boost wall. So there's a flashbang, and Uber's completely blinded out. Breezy. Great entry on towards Uber. And A site, early rotations coming out from Renegades. It means that Az is already below balcony and JKS on the side, and Az is able to get 2. It's not enough, though. Resets it towards a 2 and 3, but a single flashbang for NRG to work with. All up to Adder. Oh, Estillo actually coming through the doors. No, coming in through slope, gets the kill. And Adder is now making his way out of vent. Spotted out Daps. Gonna be dancing around, having a bit of a tango. A 1-on-1 moonlight session. Looks like Daps is gonna be the first partner to back away. And Marky left on the site. Estillo now pushing up towards APC. Looking to get the headshot. Will we be able to get the kill on Daps on the long rotation? This may not work out favorably. The bomb is not in a place where he wants to be defusing.
There's nothing Daps can do right now. Adder's tucked in towards the back of the bomb site. He has no idea about this. He's now going to know about it as the bomb's been defused by Adder. Should just be sticking here and not peeking, keeping the gun alive. Unfortunate for Daps, the bomb was not planted for him. If it had been a little bit further out, Fugly wouldn't have been able to do that. Sorry, not Fugly. Adder wouldn't have been able to stick that in the back of the site, but unfortunately for Daps, that's the way the cookie crumbles. No clutch for him. Renegades going to take their 9th. Now only 1 round behind. JKS on the AWP once again. This time it is going to be purchased. He's going to be looking to do some damage with that thing. Where is he playing? Looks like he's going over towards mid, sitting in danger, a position that he's seemingly very fond of. He's played it a lot. Not so much with the AWP, but he's still going to be over there just waiting for the T's to push him. Now moving up into A long as well. So if JKS can find his form with the AWP, it's going to be dangerous for NRG here on their T side. For the moment, he's just playing passive, as are NRG.
NRG don't need to push in, and Breezy. Not sure how he took damage from the incendiary grenade, but that's how the cookie crumbles.
4 damage.
4 damage, but the damage tick kind of just signifies, oh, NRG, they've got a couple of members floating around, so the information is crucial.
That's true
as well. Because if the tick didn't happen, they wouldn't go, oh, NRG has situated themselves, you know, close drop, maybe close towards B platform, B halls. Azza is boosted up, but just ducking underneath his head and finds absolutely off timing. They weren't expecting it, and Renegades just fall back. They just go, yep. They are falling back towards the wrong position, though. They're going towards the A site when NRG are executing towards the B site. So as it does realize, all right, maybe I should go back towards B. I've got enough members towards A. And up to Adder to hold B plat as Marky going to try and make a lurk play. It's not going to work.
Perfectly timed from Uber.
Renegades looking solid now on the defensive side, but they've got to hold off this B side push. That is coming through, and Adder going 1-for-1. Breezy, though, doing damage as well. Also joining in with a party, and Az just keeping his head ducked underneath. He's going to spot out Peter. He doesn't know where Breezy is. The bomb has been lost at JKS. Very easy peek. Breezy just strolling out, not realizing the error of his ways. And another pause coming through.
I think Fugly has something like 1 kill.
On the T side so far.
T side so far. After going so hard on the CT, getting himself 27. I'm pretty sure I saw there he's only on 28 now, so 28 still not a number to laugh at. He's doing amazingly, but when
He's
27 of those come in 15 rounds, and you only get 1 in the next 5.
Well, the rest of NRG are struggling.
That's true.
They're unable to get the entry kills working in their favor. Every single time it just feels like Fugly is probably one of the first people to die in terms of the opening. So you had Marky as well as Daps, the first fatality in the buy round. They tried coming forward. Didn't work out because you can't really push in aggressively and expect to win when you don't have territory. They were trying to find the off angle. Renegades were going, all right, let's just play close. They're already down members. Either we can play close, get information early on. They have to use utility to bust their way up, or they have to make a risky play. And Renegades pounce on it. They succeed, and now the scoreline is tied 10-all.
Renegades have done well to bring it back here. NRG need to figure out what's going on for them. They need to figure out what's going wrong. Right now, it's just been a lot of what happened to Renegades on their T side. It's just they're running into sites and they're getting shredded. They're just not getting anything done. They're losing the first pick. They have to try and adapt to that, and it's not really going so well for them. We saw there was a flank attempt there out onto A, but Uber was sitting in that corner perfectly, was able to shut that down. It's unfortunate timing, sure, but it's one of those things that if you're going to go for that, you have to be a lot more careful of all of your corners, because if you're going to come in for the backstab, there could be CTs anywhere.
And it's so difficult to come up slope and check all the angles.
It is.
You come up slope, you got to check CT, you got to check left, you got to check right, you got to check that little corner post. You've also got to check broken wall, as well as not only on top of the booster broken wall, but also where the pot plants are. So you have about you have 6 or 7 different angles you need to check as a T coming out of mid.
It's a really difficult position to play. It can work if there's no one there, but if your teammates haven't pushed yet, you're going for an early flank, and you don't have the information you have to be worried about everywhere. Right now, though, NRG just coming on the pistols and armor. It's actually a CZ out on Fugly as well, so...
I want to place pressure on JKS, but JKS just falls back. He is like wind... I was trying to go for a beautiful analogy, but that's not going to work out. I was going to say he's like wind in the rain. He just goes forward and just... He's like Cyclone Debbie.
Like tears in the rain.
Yeah. Really? Blade Runner?
Yeah, we're pulling out Blade Runner.
We're pulling out Blade Runner. Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Well, NRG going to be trying to run their way up mid. Renegades, I think, have suspected that it may be the case. They've already rotated 2 members across, and JKS doesn't know that one's already fast stable, but he will get the pick on towards Breezy. Now coming across, I think he hears out Daps tapping away the P250, but so much pressure on JKS, but JKS nullifies it. What a flick on towards Fugly, but Peter and Daps doing work as well. Bring it back towards a 2-on-2, still needs to be careful. Making so much noise, and Peter will be able to leg him. He also spots out Daps, but Daps needs to retrieve the bomb. What a play coming out from JKS, and Daps, it could go huge. But Adder does manage to nullify the danger. Good force by coming out from NRG. They came so close. Renegades did a sigh of relief. After JKS's first 3 kills, they dropped 2 players instantly after that. And Renegades cannot allow that to happen again.
Really good trades from NRG there. JKS finding 3 in the close range to be able to bring that back into a 1-on-2 and very briefly a 1-on-1. Excellent recovery from NRG, especially only on the pistols. This round can have the full buyout, but so too will the Renegades. Good utility on both sides. 3 kits up for the CTs, bunch of grenades everywhere. Could be a pretty even round, actually, but Renegades, after being 5 rounds down, have brought back 6 to find themselves in the lead. They need to try and hold on to this here.
Similarly, NRG, they're on the cusp of breaking through Renegades' economy. Renegades lost 4 guns in the round, and NRG should know this. They've done consistent damage, and as soon as they take a round, they will force the CTs into a force buy and an eco. So, just slowly playing around, trying to maneuver the CTs into more favorable positions so the Ts can attack. But once again, Renegades not falling. they've been able to rotate the members consistently to the correct areas time after time. And as it now boosts up towards Tree, NRG should be able to take drop. It's not being contested other than by Uber, who's just making some noise, making NRG uncomfortable, dropping through, and just forcing them to use more utility.
Bleeds a smoke out of them there. NRG will gain drop control off the back of that, but there's smokes everywhere, Uber. He was considering going for that. He now has to push through yet more smokes, doing his best Stewie 2K to make it back here. And Azza completely obliterated up on the boost. Ada finding two there somehow. Peter going for the flick, missing it still, and you're still in. Needs to find this shot, does find that one. Looking for more. This Molotov could be great on Ada. Peter pushing in, hits the flick. Going for the 1-on-2 now. JKS could be caught out throwing a grenade. Peter so close, going to miss the shot. Going for the pistol kill on JKS, not going to get it done. There was a chance there if he could have found that one, but Renegade's going to win the round and go for the double AWP as well.
I don't like this double AWP.
Who's going to play it?
Uber made a mistake, and they should just drop the AWP out of the map.
Yeah, because they don't really have another AWP. I mean, JKS, not really an AWP. They're going to do it.
All
right, they're going with Ada and JKS. JKS has done decently so far. I'll have to see if Ada can deliver, but really,
this isn't a bad decision.
On the CT side, the AWPs just have to be turrets. They don't need to do what JKS just did. If they can just hold a long angle, hit the shots, have rifles there to back them up, it can work.
What Ada's just going to do as Estillo is charging, he's actually challenging, and he's winning right now. He takes 3 just like that at B platform. I was going to say, what Ada needs to do with this AWP is just become that turret towards B platform. Don't allow NRG any breathing space. Just put pressure on Peter, put pressure on the riflers, that if they dare peek, they'll get taken out. Or just simply just sit back at chicken, which is what he's doing, and just locking down. As soon as one person tries to peek across, he just sits the line, takes them out.
It's the advantage of the CT side if you don't have a dedicated AWP player. You can still have AWPers because they don't need to do necessarily the super flashy plays. Of course, if a retake comes in, that becomes a bit of an issue for them. But at least defensively, they can just turret AWP. On the T side, if you're not an AWPer, that can be a little bit more difficult to AWP. You have to find the engagements rather than having them come to you. But right now, JKS can just sit here, hold this line. Missing the shot, unfortunately for him. The pressure now coming his way as he's on just 2 HP. He's away from the Molotov, but now he's got a player here to back him up. It is Azza. We'll get the headshot through as well. So these AWPs can work for the Renegades. Just have to be careful that they hit their shots. And Peter stuck over at the stables. There's damage coming through. It's just getting spammed from everywhere. I don't even know if the Renegades know exactly where he is. They're just flinging bullets through and it's working. Azza, though, has a better read. Gets himself a 2K, both of them towards the Cbble region. Puts Renegades on 13 rounds. The double AWP will stay alive. You still are the only player falling. And he got an awful lot of kills doing so. Fugly has completely slowed down from 27 and 6, I think, to 28 and 14.
His only kill came out in the pistol rounds, in the bio rounds, in the consecutive 8 rounds that NRG have lost in a row now. He has not made a single impact. And Renegades are starting to roll away. This is where it becomes scary for NRG. If they do not stop and take a round now, it may be all over. And Renegades are looking in good form. On T side, looked a lot more shaky with the feeling. Uber was not too impressive, but now in the CT, coming towards the zone, and Stillo crawling up towards B.
He's made his way into the cutout, waiting for these T's.
But NRG surely should know about this. He's also got Ada as support, and Marky. Ada's got the first pick, and Stillo able to get one as well. So Ada's still alive. They force Renegades to rotate across towards the B site, and Peter's just trying to lock down 2 angles, and Ada's just playing safe. He doesn't need to peek out. JKS on the site. Oh, great entry coming out from Fugly. Fugly with 2 kills. As soon as we're talking about Fugly, he's opening the party up. And NRG, 2-on-2.
Bomb will be going down. NRG has some time to play with, but Azza almost shut the whole thing down there. Spotted out both players. The information is given over to Uber, but Daps going to take him down with 2K of his own. Fugly there now. I believe that would have ticked him over to 31 kills. Indeed it will. 31 and 15. That's better from him. Instead, it's also one of those things where you can say stats don't tell the whole story, because assuming this game ended right here, which of course it won't, but assuming it did, you look at the score, you can say, all right, NRG lost, but Fugly put up 28, 31 kills. He was playing really well. Of course, we know he had a great CT half. He's been a little bit quiet on the T, but either way, doesn't really matter. He's looking to do some more damage here going forward, so if he can find his stride again, if he can play, if he can warm his aim up and play as sharply as he was on the CT side, that's going to be a real issue for Renegades as Fugly, regardless of where those kills come in or when those kills come in, he still has 31 of them so far in 25 rounds.
And this is the breaking round for both teams. NRG, they lost a lot of weapons, so if they lose this round, might be able to force up on 2 members. But similarly for Renegades, Ada with the AWP, JKS with the UMP, who's just playing close stable, You also have Uber that's playing a close slope as well, so looking to go for the one-on-ones. If NRG try engaging on the one-on-ones, one-on-twos, it may work in the favor of Renegades, who've proven themselves to be great at taking those fights.
Interesting as well for the Renegades that they've got one AWP and JKS decided doesn't want it. It's going to be Ada sticking with that. Last round they had two AWPs, they both got entried relatively quickly, so looking to do some more damage with that for JKS. Playing over towards A-Long, spots out one player at least. There is another here. Uber though has a good position down towards mid. If he's not checked at the bottom of slope here, he could have a bit of a party, but this T is going to be coming from all angles around him. JKS just has to try and stay alive. Do some damage, and Uber's not going to get checked. The bomb falls at his feet. Peter comes in for the trade, though. Orbs him down. JKS having a field day with the UMP. Only finds one. Looked almost good for two, but with 20 seconds left, NRG needs to move, and you still are taking down Breezy. Not going to help with that. Azza under so much pressure on the side, but he just needs to play time. Finds one and both with the UMP. We'll be able to run an upgrade to that AWP as well. Great round there from Azza to close it out. There was very little time for NRG. They had to push. 14-11 now. Renegades getting so close to ending this one, despite the heroic efforts of Fugly.
And this is where NRG are in a hard place. Have to force up. Tech 9s as well as an AK-47, lacking head armor on Marky as well as Breezy. This makes the M4s or even the UMP's job infinitely easier, and JKS back on the AWP. No AWP challenging at long distance. Well, they will be making their way fast towards long A, and Uber's going to push out with the A4, but he's got the smoke just covering. He's going to back out and decides to fall all the way back towards A side. Force NRG to use some of the early utility. Istilo goes for the opening deal towards Daps, and well, Daps is unable to really get any trades working out. Uber, this is up to him to make a play.
If he can get 2 kills here, he's good. There's one. Overcommits to the peak there. Goes out a little bit too wide and will be traded out by Breezy. Good trades from the T side, though. They needed that one. Now they've got to try and beat out the AWP of JKS here. Throw out a Molotov, spots the player crossing, will fall back, flashbang onto slope to get himself back into sight safely. NRG, they need to try and make this round work. They can do it if they can hit their shots here. Peter, if he can find the off timing, make his way into the bomb site, could be a real issue. But Azza in stables, waiting for these T's to push. They're very, very close to him. And Fugly, not going to check his corners. Breezy now right behind him will also fall to Azza, who's been having a field day with the UMP. And Peter on just 3 HP in a 1-on-3. He has 1 health for every player alive on the Renegades, and now he has none. 15-11, 3 guns kept up. Great CT side from Renegades.
Yeah, sick weapon, Azza. I think it's a misbuy, but...
No, use it, Azza. Do it.
No, Still is going to use it. Just go towards B plat and just lock it down.
None of them want it. They're throwing it back and forwards.
It's like pass the parcel, but no one wants the parcel.
Pass the dak, guys.
Ada's taking it. He just goes... Okay. I love Ada. He's such a selfless player. He just goes...
a kind guy. Don't worry, guys. I'll take the cannon.
I'll
Give
take
it to me.
Look, I know you guys don't want to AWP here. I'll do it. Oh, you guys don't want the Scar. Oh, look, I'll do it.
I just want the Negev misbuy to come out. Guys, you don't want the Negev. I'll do it.
This is all over for, I believe, NRG. Fugly's able to come forward and get the first pick, but
Ada away here. They're actually down into the side. He could have a bit of an issue here, but Azza's going to be there to support. Not quite. Azza looking the wrong way. Caught out by Fugly. Ada falls as well. I'd love to do a tease pick up with dak right now. Just rub it in Renegade's face. You bought this thing. We're going to take it now. It's not really that useful on the T side of Cbble, but it's better than no gun for Breezy, and he's going to pick it up. The Renegades, though, want nothing to do with this round. I wonder if Breezy will keep this gun or if he'll throw it away at the end.
Slight misplay coming out from Renegades in the round where they allow one of the members all the way in towards the site, and Az is just unaware of this fact.
It is, and then Ada stuck in such a difficult situation when you're not an AWPer, trying to use a sniper rifle, even if it's a semi-automatic.
I would argue very differently. All you do with the Scar 20 is you post yourself up. It's like a turret, but you have the luxury of missing so many shots.
It's just more difficult when they're all pushing into you and you're not aware of it, because an AWPer would be able to potentially isolate a few of those angles, but if you just get overrun like that, it's such a difficult thing to try and deal with. T's, though, going to keep 4 players alive, upgrade a few guns. I want to see where Breezy takes that classic dak. Maybe throw it over to Fugly.
Should be some entry frags coming out from Renegades.
It should be.
They just need to talk over. They go, look, we should have won. Now they got guns. We just need to take one more round. Let's talk about what we need to do. Our money situation is not the best.
I can imagine the first thing in their comms is just, all right, guys, be careful. There's now a dak on the enemy team. Looks like they've thrown it away, though. It's just going to be sitting there under the ladder, riding out the round in T-spawn, and they don't want it. They use it in the post-plant because it's better than no gun, but on the T side, it's going to be not all that effective.
Force bombs coming out.
Looks like a lot of UMPs. Yeah, 2 M4s, 2 UMPs, and an AWP. wonder if that's Ada or I believe it's JKS looking at those gloves. Pretty sure he's the one with those leather wraps. But on the T side though, their buy is pretty much set. A lot of rifles there. That poor Dak sitting abandoned in the corner. Hit Ada on the T side, so he can be like, all right guys, I'll do it. Help you out.
Well, tech pause actually on the side of Renegades, so potentially maybe sound wasn't working.
Their
for one
technical
of the
difficulty is they lost the Dak. That's what the problem is. That's what the pause is for.
Well, seems to be resolved as Renegades will force up 2 UMPs. But they also have the AWP in the hands of JKS, who was able to open up on towards one of the NRG members, and Marky, spamming through, is going to duck away just in the nick of time because JKS is playing aggressively. There's Marky throwing smoke grenade, and JKS going to escape out on towards slope. But just using early smoke grenades and flashbangs without gaining territory is just going to cost NRG in the late game if Renegades are just able to hold on. If Renegades are able to take their utility forward, they're able to hold into these Molotovs and flashbangs, then it could spell serious danger for NRG.
Could indeed. NRG though, posting up over towards long for now. Just waiting around, trying to take their time. Renegades, of course, their buy isn't as good as NRG's, but they've still got that match point here. If they can convert any one of the next 3 rounds, they've got this. If they can't, overtime the dream, but they need to take this one carefully. NRG, Uber playing outside the window, waiting for NRG to come through here. They should be aware that drop room is a possibility, considering how much they used it on their own T side, but the smoke's going to come in Uber. Considering moving through this one, it's going to jump inside the window. There's already
it may just work if Fugly.
The timing, Fugly's ready for it. Finds that must be his 34th kill or something in the round, but the kill's starting to come in. Ada going huge, finding 2. Breezy less than 1 or 2. Has to try and clutch us out. Astillo moving in. Flashbang out over the top. Completely blinds out Breezy. Only for a second though as he now moves around towards the lane, looking for Astillo, who's looking the wrong way. If Breezy can hit the timing here, he's now been spotted out by Astillo, who's going to escape. This one just got so much more difficult. With 10 seconds left, Breezy finds 1 kill, needs 1 more. 10 seconds to play with, has to go. Try and find Astillo. Astillo is moving away right now. Breezy is going to get this bomb down, though. Astillo was banking on the fact he wouldn't be able to do that. But if he can hit this shot, and he can't, Renegades will close it 16-12 as Astillo picks up the final kill. It was very back and forth, but the first map will go the way of Renegades.
And we thought NRG had an advantage as well. 10-5 lead from their own CT half. 10-5 on the back of Fugly dropping a 27 kill half. To come towards this, where Renegade stepped up their game on the defensive side, I legitimately believe the MVP of that CT side was Ada.
Yeah,
just so many times on the B side, we didn't talk as much about Ada. We were just joking about how he was a selfless player, which he normally is on the side of Renegades. This time around, he just completely locked down the B side. How many rounds on the buy rounds? We just saw 2-3 kills coming out from his N4. Absolutely ridiculous and critical for Renegades taking map number 1 against NRG.
Yeah, he was playing that very, very nicely. Had some great rounds, some really good positioning to be able to move around, figure out exactly where they were coming from, and in situations where you really shouldn't get 2 or 3 kills, he was still managing to find them. He'd be behind Fountain, over towards Coop, somewhere like that. Has players flooding in from all sides, still manages to isolate his one-on-ones, and that's textbook B-side play, really. It's just all about the movement, find your one-on-ones, find the favorable angles, and then you can just run away with multiple kills before getting traded. And